Let me ask you, is it a good fight? Mario Barrios and Manny Pacquiao.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I keep laughing about it.
Manny Pacquiao. The name alone conjures visions of speed, power, relentless aggression, and historical dominance. At 46 years old, the Filipino icon is once again stepping back into the ring, not for a farewell tour, not for an exhibition, but for a legitimate WBC welterweight title fight against the reigning champion, Mario Barrios.
We've got breaking news out of the boxing world where Manny Pacquiao will be ending his 4-year retirement to square off against Mario Barrios for the WBC welterweight title. That's according to ESPN. That bout will take place on July 19th in Las Vegas.
This is not a drill. This is happening. And in a sport where legacy is often written in blood, sweat, and the bruises of risk, Pacquiao's decision is nothing short of revolutionary.
Could you describe to us what you've seen?
Looks like a fine bottle of wine. It just keeps getting better and better as it ages. He hasn't lost his speed. He hasn't lost his speed. He hasn't lost his passion. Just loves the fight. I ask him, why are you still doing this? Passion. He loves it. It's what he's done for 29 years. And if I did think he could do it at the highest level, I would say it, or I would advise and say, Manny, maybe you should think about doing something else. But he still has everything when you watch him, the power, the speed.
More than just nostalgia. Let's get this straight. Pacquiao isn't doing this because he misses the lights. He's not trying to relive past glories or chase a check. He's stepping into the ring with a 28-year-old world champion, knowing full well what's at stake: his health, his legacy, and the last few pages of one of the greatest careers in boxing history.
Manny Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios? Okay, if this was for a massive bag, I get it. But you're fighting for a non-pay-per-view event, so you're going to be fighting for free against a guy like Manny Pacquiao. Why? There are plenty of other fights to be making. But yet we're getting Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios. Is Manny Pacquiao even ready to fight in the ring? Why is he? I get he still loves the sport, but listen, you are an all-time great, a legend of the sport, a Hall of Famer. Why return? Why not just go pursue other things? If anything, do those little cheap expedition fights that you did last year, or those that are similar to that of what Floyd Mayweather keeps doing. Why is Manny Pacquiao doing a real legitimate fight? I get for its world championship, but against Mario Barrios. And why is Mario Barrios agreeing to this? Unless there is some astronomically large amount of money being given out for this fight makes no sense for either party. And I'm sick of having this welterweight division held up by dumb stuff like this. We don't want this fight. It makes absolutely no sense. And all it does is hold up the welterweight division a little bit longer.
After retiring in 2021 following a tough decision loss to Dennis Ugas, Pacquiao turned to politics, even running for president of the Philippines in 2022. But the ring never left him. Even while campaigning and serving in public office, Pacquiao continued training. Basketball, road work, mitt sessions, his conditioning never fully stopped. That's why, when he announced his return, his training wasn't starting from scratch, it was a continuation. And this isn't ordinary training.
The interpretation is that the boxing public is upset because they believe Pacquiao's going to beat Barrios, which is going to lead to a Tank Pacquiao fight?
Yes, look around. Look in the Discord. That's what everybody Pac and Tank that's being set up.
Oh,
Tank
so,
and Pac.
okay, so they saying Barrios is the setup for Tank and Pac. I didn't see that, but your argument makes sense. If he beats Barrios, there's nothing wrong with him fighting Tank. But the issue is he don't deserve the Barrios fight or for 3 years off and a loss.
Pacquiao's current camp includes not just world-class boxing trainers, but kickboxers, whose explosive movement and chaotic rhythm are meant to reawaken Manny's legendary footwork and timing. At 46, he's not just trying to get into shape. He's trying to resurrect the storm. Mario Barrios, the man standing in the way. Now let's talk about his opponent. Mario Barrios is not a paper champion. At 28, he's young, tall for the division at 5'10", with a 71-inch reach.
Pac-Man comeback? What's going on? Manny Pacquiao is coming back for another fight against Mario Barrios for the WBC Welterweight Championship, I believe. Is that something, or is it just
I don't know.
tabloids?
I don't know. I keep laughing about that fight. I don't know. I don't know if they exist. I don't know where the money would come from.
Who's paying the Pacquiao tax?
I don't know. I don't know anything about this. All I know is that it just seems the guy's almost 50 years old.
He captured the WBC title after defeating Yordenis Ugas, the same man who beat Pacquiao. And he's not taking this fight lightly. Barrios, a native of San Antonio, Texas, has shared the ring with elite opponents, including Gervonta Tank Davis and Keith Thurman. While he lost those bouts, they were wars. And he's learned. He's evolved. Today, Barrios is a well-rounded fighter with a stiff jab, underrated power, and the ability to dictate pace.
Yo, so why is Mario Barrios fighting a 50-year-old and not Jerome Boots Ennis? See, this is the problem with boxing. Y'all over here fighting retired fighters and over the hill as washed-up fighters. We're the 50-50.
He's a volume puncher who likes to build momentum round by round. Against Ugas, he showcased poise, patience, and the ability to take a punch and keep coming. In many ways, he represents everything Pacquiao once was but younger. The stakes, legacy, power, and a new chapter. This isn't just another title defense for Barrios. This is his chance to retire a legend. A win over Pacquiao instantly boosts his global profile. Even detractors of this matchup admit, beating Pacquiao even at 46 still means something.
Manny Pacquiao getting back in the ring again for a world title fight.
Well, obviously, it definitely has to do with money, one. Two, I think Manny Pacquiao, I think his C game is a lot better than anybody, a lot of guys' A game, even with the age. But you have to take into account the last time he stepped foot in that ring against Ugas. You know, he didn't look good. He was outmatched by, a fighter.
This isn't just another title defense for Barrios. This is his chance to retire a legend. A win over Pacquiao instantly boosts his global profile. Even detractors of this matchup admit, beating Pacquiao even at 46 still means something. For Pacquiao, this isn't about another belt. It's about proving he still belongs. That the tools which built his legacy, speed, volume, heart, timing, haven't abandoned him. That even as time chips away at his physical edge, his spirit still fights at the world level.
Pacquiao is negotiating with Barrios to fight at 147. No tears. I haven't heard one tear. So guess what? Since we know that Mario Barrios and Manny Pacquiao has been in serious negotiations, let me ask you, is it a good fight? Mario Barrios versus Tank Davis at 147. Yes, it is. That fight was a struggle, and if Mario Barrios wasn't weight drained with the rehydration clause at 140, think about 147, Tank going up from 135 to 147. Yeah, y'all, no, shoe program.
He's the only boxer in history to win world titles in 8 weight classes. He's fought and beaten champions in 4 different decades. This return fight is his chance to do something no fighter in history has ever done, win a world title in his late 40s against an active champion.
Pacquiao's last fight came all the way back in August of 2021 when he lost the WBA super welterweight title by unanimous decision to Yordenis Ugas. Prior to that fight, Pacquiao, who is the first and the only 8-division champion, will be inducted into the Boxing Hall of Fame in June.
The boxing world did a double take when Floyd Mayweather, Pacquiao's longtime rival, praised his comeback. In a rare moment of humility, Floyd said, "Pacquiao is the best fighter I ever faced." That's high praise from a man who shared the ring with Canelo, De La Hoya, Shane Mosley, and Miguel Cotto. Mayweather went on to say Pacquiao still has the passion, the speed, and the timing. "He just loves to fight," Floyd said. "If I didn't think he could do it at the highest level, I would tell him to stop. But what I see, he still has it."
Oh, I'm sorry. It's TMZ.
You can curse. You can curse.
I apologize, but
no apologize about.
There's no way he get demolished.
Coming from Floyd, that carries weight, especially since Floyd is notoriously calculated with his words and rarely gives credit unless it's earned. The critics. Is this a step too far? Of course, not everyone is on board. Some fans and analysts have called the matchup a gimmick, arguing that sanctioning a 46-year-old for a full world title fight is irresponsible. Why does Pacquiao get to leapfrog rankings and skip the contenders? Critics point to names like Jaron Boots, Ennis, Connor Ben, and even Errol Spence Jr. as more deserving challengers for Barrios.
Don't try the boxing like that.
Yeah, it's lazy, right? Just kind of.
Yeah. When you do the boxing like that, what is that for? Because you can apply that habit. You become a habit. When you start the boxing like.
But let's not forget Pacquiao didn't ask for a tune-up. He didn't negotiate a catch weight or a rehydration clause. He walked in and said, "Give me the belt holder." That's the mentality that defines champions. Shawn Porter, Oscar De La Hoya, Terence Crawford. Mixed reactions. Shawn Porter, a former welterweight champ himself, offered mixed thoughts.
And he makes the comeback, and he stays on the tear that he was on before.
Who? Your dentist?
Yeah, I mean,
he was on a tear.
Beat the hell out of Manny.
Yeah, he did.
Beat the hell out. I almost beat the hell out of you.
No, he didn't. No.
Former opponent Manny Pacquiao coming back. What do you think about that?
I wish him all the best. I mean, obviously, look, the truth is the truth. He's obviously not the same Pacquiao that fought me, that fought the greats. I wish him the best. Be careful up there. You know, he's not young like he used to be, but I'm sure he still has that power. So anything can happen, but just be careful.
Thank you, Oscar.
Oscar, if you since you all talked about Chris Eubanks' weight, and knowing how.
"I hate seeing guys come back," he said. "But if anyone can win, it's Manny." That being said, he better stay away from Boots Ennis. Oscar De La Hoya was more cautious. "He's not the same Pacquiao who beat me," he said. "I hope he's careful. I wish him the best. But he's not young anymore." And then there's Terence Crawford, who once called out Pacquiao, but never got the fight. "If he wins, people will say he's still got it," Crawford said. "But you don't know until he's in there. I respect him for even trying."
He's an interesting guy, man, because he's so friendly.
Right.
You know, like Pat, even like when people are trash talking, he's like smiling, and then he gets in that ring. It's
later.
different fucking dude.
Right.
Once he steps through that roast, like this is a whole different set of rules he's flying with.
Like, Keith Thurman talking about you gonna crucify him and stuff like that, and he just
don't say that. Yeah,
and got crucified.
Yeah, but he's super
I wish you the best
too.
Good luck in the fight.
Good luck in the fight.
Future possibilities. Is Tank Davis. Next, there are serious rumors swirling that if Pacquiao wins, the next fight could be a mega clash with Gervonta Tank Davis. Some boxing insiders believe Barrios is just the setup for that fight, a name victory that sets the table for one of the biggest fights in boxing. The appeal is obvious. You've got Tank, the face of the next generation, undefeated, explosive, a pay-per-view draw. And then there's Pacquiao, the legend, the global icon, still dangerous, still fast. It's a fight that would shatter records. But for that to happen, Pacquiao needs to win. And that's no easy task. Training with purpose.
Pacquiao and Barrios, man. Mauricio just want those little sanctioning fees, man. That's all it is. They just want a little sanctioning fees off that Pacquiao purse. I'm not with it. I don't think it's cool. You know, there's other people that kind of deserve that a little better. I personally wanted Boots and Barrios to clash. You know, he got a fight on the way. You know what I'm saying? But it's just stupid. I don't see the fucking point in that fight at all. I mean, if it happens, it happens. At the end of the day, he was a generational talent. I think it'll be an entertaining fight because Barrios is there to fight. You know, but I'm gonna have to edge the younger guy. You know what I'm saying?
Back in camp, Pacquiao's approach is anything but typical. He's not just running laps and hitting pads. He's cross-training with professional kickboxers to rebuild his timing, reflexes, and hand-eye coordination. These sessions are intense. Kickboxers have a different rhythm. Their movement is more chaotic. Pacquiao's team says that exposure is sharpening his reactions and bringing back the chaos that once made him so hard to time.
Yeah, I think Manny Pacquiao is still good enough to beat most fighters in the top 20 at 147 pounds. He's clearly not the fighter that he once was. You're not going to be at that age. My problem is that he's been inactive for quite a long time. Like we were talking about fighting him with Conor Ben maybe 6 months ago or a year, and every month or 3 months or 6 months that passes.
Even at 46, Pacquiao's body still looks fight-ready. He's always been a freak athlete, and his lifelong devotion to fitness has preserved much of that. But training videos show more than just aesthetics, they show speed. He still fires 6-punch combinations. He still darts in and out. Maybe not with the same speed as 2009, but enough to worry any opponent standing across from him.
I already said he's got these T-Rex arms. Everybody's talking about how fast he is. Manny Pacquiao, T-Rex arm. Pop, pop, pop.
Pacquiao. Oh, down goes Thurman! And let me tell you, that was just a quick punch. Pacquiao again, the aggressor. See? Now the response by Manny Pacquiao.
Manny Pacquiao.
Boxing doesn't care about legacy. It doesn't care about nostalgia. You step between those ropes, and the ring tells the truth. That's what makes Pacquiao's return so daring. He's not chasing ghosts, he's chasing greatness. He's betting that his ring IQ, his warrior's heart, and his unique fighting rhythm are enough to beat youth, size, and conventional wisdom. If he wins, it won't just be another title. It will be a moment frozen in time, a 46-year-old man conquering one of the toughest divisions in all of combat sports. And if he loses, he'll still walk out of the ring as one of the most beloved and accomplished fighters ever.
Manny Pacquiao? It looks like he's fighting Barrios July 19th. Who wins?
Pacquiao.
Pacquiao? Why? What do you think?
He says Barrios.
You think Barrios? Are you joking or are you serious?
Pacquiao's like 50.
He's 46. But he's still Pacquiao.
No, he's not. I think Barrios.
You said Pacquiao. I think Pacquiao.
His legacy is untouchable. But make no mistake, he's not doing this for legacy points. He's doing it because he still believes he can win. And that belief alone is terrifying. The bigger picture, a statement to the sport. Whether you're a fan or a critic, Manny Pacquiao's return forces the boxing world to ask bigger questions. What does it mean to age in this sport? Can experience and will overcome youth and speed? And at what point does bravery become recklessness? We'll find out in July, because when the bell rings, all the debates stop. All that matters is who can fight, who wants it more, and whether greatness, even after all these years, still has one more chapter left to write.